Have you ever wondered what real Korean grandma-style tteokbokki tastes like? At Halgatteok in Northridge, you don't have to fly to Korea to find out. And with over 200 locations in Korea, they've perfected the art of authentic hearty tteokbokki, the ultimate Korean street food. Their chewy rice cakes simmered in a rich, spicy broth bring the perfect balance of heat and sweetness. Get ready to experience a bite of Korea right here in the San Fernando Valley as we are in Northridge for this episode of Eat, Live, Love San Fernando Valley. Let's get to it. So when most people think about Korean food here in Southern California, they associate it with Korean barbecue. But what if I told you there was a place where you can get authentic Korean food right here in Northridge in the San Fernando Valley? Today on Eat, Live, Love San Fernando Valley, we're at Halgatteok here in Northridge at Reseda and Nordoff, and we're going to be checking out this Korean comfort food called tteokbokki. Let me show you what it's all about. Destiny, so nice to meet you. All right, so this place is so incredibly unique. It's quite different than most of the Korean restaurants that you have here in Southern California. So tell me about the concept.
So it's a traditional Korean tteokbokki. It's very popular in South Korea. It's a popular street food. A lot of Koreans like to eat it. There's over like 120 stores in Korea. And we recently started to build more in California. And it's a really good traditional Korean food that everyone likes to eat. It all contains a bunch of spice and very filling.
So the tteokbokki, what exactly is it? Because I don't think most people are familiar with it. They've probably never heard of it before.
Yeah, the tteokbokki, the main part of it is the rice cake, and it's made out of rice flour or out of wheat flour. You can choose either one. And we also have our signature rice cake. It's a large cylinder. And we also have the fillings of green onion, fish cake, egg, sausage, and anything. And you can add your own toppings as well if you like.
And what are some of the popular toppings that people add on it?
A lot of people like to add extra onions, cabbage, or sausage.
Right, especially in that broth, that's going to add a lot of extra flavor to that sausage. All right, so going back to the rice cakes, again, you should have different sizes on that, right? So how many different types of tteokbokki do you guys have?
For the different types, we have the milk dog. It's made out of wheat flour. The second one is made out of saltteok. It's made out of rice flour. And the third one is saltteok as well, but it's just the larger one. And then the first two are the regular size rice cake.
And then you have a variety of different spice levels too.
We have spice level 1, 2, 3. A lot of people get the spice level 1 because they never tried it before, or just it's really spicy as well. So you can kind of play around to see which one you prefer.
Does anybody actually get level 3?
From when I'm working here, not a lot, but it happens once in a while, yeah.
All right, I will say, be honest, for me, level 1, level 2 is really perfect. All right, so one of the tteokbokki dishes that you guys have is actually pretty spicy without adding additional spice level to it, right? The mara.
Yeah, that one has the Chinese numbing sauce, so it's very spicy. I actually tried it before. I actually really like it. I tried the level 3 mara, and I like a lot of spicy food, so it fits my needs, and I really like it a lot.
So you tried the level 3?
Yeah.
And how was it?
It was really good.
Was it overwhelming?
Yeah, I was sweating a little bit, but it was satisfying. I liked it a lot.
So one thing that I think that's really neat about your guys' menu is the side menu, because I think the side menu is able to complement the tteokbokki itself.
So for the side menus, a lot of people like to get the tempura. It's really good. And some people like to add the squid tempura in the tteokbokki. It's really good as well. And the side dishes are a pretty small amount, so it's really good, and it complements the main dish, the tteokbokki itself.
Right, because one thing I've kind of realized about you guys, that this is kind of the perfect place to come with a group of people, whether it be family or friends, because of how the menu is situated, where you can get the side menu plus the tteokbokki.
Yeah, a lot of people come here. I noticed that 2 friends, they like to share one tteokbokki and share the side dishes. Really good.
So one of the tteokbokki that I'm going to be trying is the grandma tteokbokki. So what is in that?
So it has the green onion, regular onion, 2 different types of fish cake. And it has the egg, the original grandma sauce. It's pretty spicy. You can add cheese, you can add extra toppings if you want.
And I like to add the ramen on it too.
Yeah, it's really good with ramen. The sauce is kind of liquidy, so the ramen will saturate in it really nicely.
Yeah, and I like the cheese because the cheese is somewhat different from obviously having all that liquid broth in there too and spiciness. And so it's able to soak up all that flavor in it.
Yeah, it tastes really good. The chunk of cheese in your mouth is really nice.
All right, well, let's go back in the kitchen and see how you guys do everything.
Thank you.
So Destiny, we're back here in the kitchen. I'm gonna be trying the grandma tteokbokki. And so how do you guys go about making that?
The cook will look at the receipt and then they'll add the ingredients that the customer wants. Like they'll get like a little handful of the onions, green onions, rice cake, egg, whatever they want. We'll put it on the pan and then we'll add the spices and then we'll add the water, which makes it into like a nice broth, and then we'll let it cook over on the stove and it will cook for about like 10 minutes.
So before we actually start eating, two things that they have absolutely brilliant and a necessity. Clearly, they had me in mind with the hair bands, right? Because you don't want to get your hair dirty. And definitely, for me, gotta have an apron right there. So that way you walk out of here the same way as you walked in. There's so much food here. I don't even know where to begin, but we got to start somewhere. So we're going to start with the grandma tteokbokki. So this is probably the most traditional one that they offer here. And so it has a lot of things in it, right? So you have the grandma sauce, rice cake, plus the egg, plus the fish cake. And so one of the things I do want to mention too is that this is a great meal if you're coming together here with family and friends, especially if you have a group gathering. This is absolutely perfect. This is really all about, you know, Korean comfort food at the end of the day. So this is something where you can get one dish and get a bunch of sides and kind of dip it in, and everybody can share with one another. But the advantage for me today is I don't have anybody else with me, so I don't have to share. So I don't have to worry about that. Okay, so again, grandma tteokbokki, we're gonna start with that. So we're gonna take some of this and look, like take some of the ramen first, right? Some of the ramen, pick some of that up, right? Look at that, right? Because it's already been in this wonderful broth. Put some of that in here, and then you're gonna put a little bit of everything. So you can get it with the cheese extra, right? So I'll take the spoon. It's probably just a lot easier to do with the spoon. Take a little bit, everything, kind of hold that up there for you guys to see. All right, so now I wanna show you guys this, right? So I've seen everybody do it a ton of different ways on how you wanna do it, right? So it just depends on what you feel comfortable with. And some of them, you know, they have the really long rice cake noodles, like over here, like right, holding this up. Or you can get the shorter ones. So the shorter ones, it's easier, like you don't really need to cut it here, but the longer ones you probably do. But there's no really right or wrong way. And you kind of get a combination of everything in here, and then got your chopsticks and kind of be able to kind of mix it all up, get a little bit in that broth in there. So they have 3 different spice levels. They have spicy 1, 2, or 3. I can take up to about spice 2 level, the second level. I'd say most people are probably gonna be for the first level. If it's something that really bothers you, then you'll probably have to ask them about that. But at the end of the day, you're gonna want a little bit of spice, a little bit of kick in there. That's what makes the broth so special. And I guess everything that's been cooking in this broth, between the vegetables and now the ramen absorbing the broth too. Oh my gosh, it's really healthy, very savory, but there's a little bit of sweetness to it too, and really good. You know, again, the ramen and the cheese are extra, but I highly recommend it, especially if you're here with friends or family. Next up is going to be the Mayak Kimbap. So this is what they call the Korean sushi, holding it up right here. And inside they got some fish cake, some rice, some vegetables, and they recommend that you dip it in the tteokbokki. Take some of that sauce. Just having that broth mix with the outside, this texture here of this seaweed roll right here. Oh my gosh, this is something you have to try. And oh my gosh, I'm just gonna finish it. Now, in the event that you didn't want to put it in tteokbokki, you want to do something else, they do have other sauces. This one here is probably going to be a little hot. This is a wasabi sauce. Just imagine that you have your typical wasabi flavor, almost with like a pineapple flavor that has a little bit of sweetness that takes away all that big kick of the wasabi and really provides you with a ton of flavor. So there's so many different array of side dishes that you guys can order. This is the sweet potato tempura. So I'm gonna dip it this side here, again in this broth. Wow, I mean, just imagine what eating sweet potato that's basically been fried right in the deep fryer, put it in this broth that has all this flavor that's been permeating together. And then you have this. I'm gonna try it with another different sauce right here just to get that extra bit of flavor out of it. This is really, really solid. There's a bunch of different side dishes that you guys can order. Look right here, you got the deep fried vegetables. They also have these dumplings too, and inside of it they have noodles. Those are really good too. I highly recommend those. So this is the Mara Tteokbokki. So the Mara Tteokbokki has the Mara sauce, rice cake, the egg, and the fish cake, and it has that spicy numbing sauce right here. And so it's really a famous Chinese sauce, but it's very popular right now in Korea. So it's really good. Obviously has a lot more kick to it. This is one of their more popular dishes. So this is the Halgatteok. So the rice cake that I'm enjoying right now with the Mara Tteokbokki is the Halgatteok, which is the cylinder-shaped rice cake, but it's longer and thicker. And so a lot of times this is why you need the scissors and the tongs to be able to hold it up and be able to cut it into different pieces, or you can just take a bite yourself. Or especially, you know, if you're eating with friends, you're gonna sit here and cut that, right? Cut it into all those pieces right there. And then, now you're ready, right? So we'll just eat it from here in the dish. And I kind of mix a lot of the vegetables. Okay, there we go. So now I got some of the rice cake, got the fish cake, and let's dive in. You can definitely feel the spiciness in this dish. So if you like spice, you're gonna love it. Obviously be careful with which spice level you decide to opt for. But this is really good, again, as the rice cake, as well as the fish cake. This is really hearty food and it's comfort food. This will fill you up. So I highly recommend these guys. So Halgatteok in Northridge, they're located on Reseda Boulevard at Reseda and Nordhoff. So come check them out. They're on the southeast corner of the street. Make sure you give these guys a try. I know most people usually think of Korean food when it comes to Korean barbecue, but if you want authentic Korean street food, this is it. Give them a try. I definitely don't think you're gonna be disappointed. You're gonna love it. And when you do try it, let us know what you guys think. If you like this episode, make sure you like, comment, share, and we will see you next time on the next episode of Eat, Live, Love, San Fernando Valley.